I wanted to talk about cycles that have been, well, cycling. um, when we think about what happened to the Jewish people, we hated it. Every single one of us. We can see that that was atrocity. We can see that was wrong, that that was evil. I don't think there's a person on this earth that could look you in the eye and say that what Hitler did to those people was not evil. Evil is allowed under two conditions. The people that it happens to can heal from it, and the people that did it will learn. And when that evil stops happening is when those people learn. The people it happens to will always heal. The people it happens to will always heal. But the cycle will keep repeating, and people will keep learning. And it will keep getting louder every time it happens. Think about the Crusades. We don't really talk about the Crusades as much anymore. I don't even know much about the Crusades. But it was the same cycle. Ostracizing people who were different, who had different beliefs, who expressed themselves in different ways. And I'm a little afraid of how much louder it can get. For we all know about Hitler's rule, what he did to the Jewish people. It's one of the loudest events in history. It's one of the loudest events in history. And not everyone who participated in it was evil. I don't even think most people who participated in it were evil. I think Hitler was evil, and that people had to follow because they feared what would happen to them. They feared what would happen if they spoke up. Because people did speak up. And they died for it. Their families died for it. Their friends died for it. And that's why people don't speak up out of fear. They speak up because they don't know if they'll be protected. But people have to speak up anyway. People have to speak up anyway. Currently, in the US, Trump, he talks about wanting to make America great again, wanting to keep America great, whatever the fuck his slogan is now. But he brings suffering and he brings hatred to people he deems not worthy. That sound like anyone else. Just this time, instead of Jewish people, it's transgenders and Mexicans. And that doesn't make it any better. People shouldn't have to fear for their lives because they're different. They shouldn't have to hide themselves because they're different. Do we not think that the Jewish people tried to hide the fact that they were Jewish so that they didn't get executed? They did. They couldn't stand strong because they had a whole system bent on eradicating them. They had a force bigger than themselves trying to eradicate them. Nothing is meant to be eradicated. Everything is meant to be here. Everything that is here is meant to be here. Everything that happens is meant to happen. But it doesn't mean that it's right. It doesn't mean that it's right. And that's why people are drawn to speak up. Because they're supposed to. Because they're supposed to see the wrong. And we're supposed to learn from it. We're supposed to learn from the evil deeds of others. But instead what we do is we find a way around it. Instead, we aren't killing them. We aren't rounding them up in camps and burning them alive. But you're killing them. The Mexicans, you send them back. They go back into their corrupt system. They go back into their cycles of abuse from their government, from their corrupt government. They're sent back into that. And because the U.S. doesn't help with that, all the people that come here want is to escape the cycles of corruption, to escape their families being extorted, raped, killed, to escape the corrupt government. And they do. But then they come right into another. They come right into another. It's just a different type. Less overt type of corruption. One that cyclically pushes people down. One that pushes people down and keeps them in cycles that stop them from thriving. And now we're moving into the more overt. We're stopping people from expressing themselves. Transgender people, we're stopping them from expressing themselves. We're stopping them from being who they are. And that isn't right. That isn't right at all. If you think about something that is true to your identity, something that you hold in high esteem for a part of who you are, what would you do if you lost it? What would you do if someone came and took it away from you? What would you do then? How would you feel about that? It's not right. And people need to speak up. And we used to. The US used to speak up. The time of Martin Luther King, he spoke up. People followed. The US helped stop what Germany was doing. They came in and they helped the people in need. But now we're not helping the people in need. That's not what we're doing. We're not helping people in need. We're actually oppressing the people in our own country. Just like Germany did. When will we learn? When will we fucking learn?